Hey guys, what is up? Array Mage here doing another World of Tanks 360 review. Today guys, we're going to be going up to the Tier 9 Soviet medium tank, the T-54. This is one of the highlights of this particular tech tree, and I have to say I was very satisfied once I got it fully upgraded. Let's go ahead and talk about the packages. Bone stock, this thing has a 620 horsepower engine. It comes with a 100mm D10T mod 1945 gun, 7.4 rounds a minute with 175 pen and 250 average damage, 2.9 accuracy and 2.9 aiming time with 0.4 accuracy. Please note that the aiming time and accuracy is probably affected by rounding up and rounding down, and that was done in patch 1.3, so maybe take notice with some of your guns. I can tell you for a fact that is probably rounded up or down, one of the two. Your track traverse is 46 degrees per second. You will get a turret that has 200mm of armor on the front, 108 in the side, and 65 in the rear. Traverse speed for this turret is 48 degrees per second with 390 meters of view range. I can tell you for a fact the turret is outstanding, but full disclosure, I did not play this tank stock. I had more than enough free XP, and I tell most people don't hesitate. When you have free XP, go ahead and use it on packages you think are worth getting. And this was a decision I made, and I went on ahead and got the next package. The next package will give you your 100mm LB1 gun back to you from Tier 8. So now you have a viable gun off the T-44. You have 8.3 rounds a minute, 175 pen, 250 damage, 2.3 aiming time, 0.3 to 0.4 accuracy, and you'll also get an upgraded set of tracks that will give you 48 degrees of traverse speed. This was really a painless grind to go through this tank, and it was no issue getting here to the next package, which gave you the V14 700 horsepower engine. The tank was scooting along, and as I was talking about earlier, the turret is just outstanding. I forgot to mention, you do get a new turret with this package. You will get a 200mm of armor, 160 in the side. That was the main upgrade there, and 65 in the back, and you will get a 44 degrees of traverse speed and 390 meters of view range. The tank is just outstanding. You can get a lot of bounces with this turret, and I definitely suggest if you haven't mastered playing hull down yet in your Russian mediums, this is a tank you absolutely have to learn in, just because at Tier 9 the guns are so much more powerful. But this is where things get interesting with the final two packages, and the final two packages only offer you a gun as your upgrade, and it's your Tier 9 gun. I went with the bottom package, and I had my reasons for doing so. The top gun is probably the better one here, but I will explain why I went with the bottom one. Here, with the very top option, you have a 100mm D10 T2C gun, which gives you 7.7 rounds a minute, 201mm of penetration, 320 damage, 2.3 aiming time, and 0.3 to 0.4 accuracy. Let's go down here and look at the D-54 gun. Here you will get 7.3 rounds a minute, 219 penetration, 320 damage, 2.9 aiming time, and 0.4 accuracy. Now, obviously, looking at the D10 gun up here, you will notice it has much better gun handling, better aiming time, better accuracy, and the rate of fire is much more higher. But you will note that the penetration is considerably lower compared to the D-54. I will note this: both guns have the same amount of pen when using heat rounds, which is your premium round on this tank. So if you prefer the handling here of the D10, I would suggest maybe definitely carrying a few premium rounds just to help you when you are in situations where you need to fight Tier 10 tanks. I otherwise went with the D-54 gun, mostly because I don't use premium rounds a whole lot. I prefer not to, and because of the low silhouette of this tank and its high camouflage value, I kind of sneak up and shoot people anyways, and I can get away with it. And I like having a little bit of extra pen without breaking the bank. I might also note I tend to play up close in this tank, so the aiming time and the accuracy is not an issue. I play it similar to kind of like how I did the M46 Patton. I prefer fighting close to mid-range when using this gun anyways, and this tank. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and switch to some gameplay. I will catch you guys back here in a moment. Okay guys, here we are on Fisherman's Bay. It's a standard battle. Let's go ahead and talk about suggested equipment. I go ahead and I run a gun lane drive, and that is mostly because I run the T-54 gun. That is to compensate for the longer aim time, and it's more than capable. I do use this gun mostly at close to mid-range, and I selected this gameplay because I thought it's displayed what the Russian mediums, in particular the T-54, is most good at, and that is being a low silhouette medium tank that punches up to the front lines. It can kind of poke around and scout actually a little bit because of its good camouflage value, and you can get away with hiding behind obstacles. And the turret armor is outstanding. You're going to see a few bounces right off the turret here in a little while. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the equipment. I did talk about the gun lane drive. That was to compensate at longer distances when I need my aim time to close in quicker. I do get spotted here by a T-71, so I back up. I'm using the quick horsepower to weight ratio here to kind of scoot back and forth, zigzag, trying to throw Artie off. I know they have that, so I got to get him to not aim at me. I got to make myself an undesirable target. Equipment to use, I use coated optics. I think that is necessary on this tank and the role I use it in. I kind of poke around, I snipe, and then I go in and go for knife fighting distances. And at that point, your third equipment slot, you could either use it for a vertical stabilizer, which is pretty ideal for if you go into knife fighting kind of combat distances. You could also use the medium caliber gun rammer. That will help with your rate of fire. I use it in particular because of the slower rate of fire on this gun in comparison to the D10 top gun. This gun I felt was more than ideal for how I play. I thought it was perfect. I play mostly in tier 9. I don't like using premium a whole lot if I can help it. You will note I do have 4 heat rounds on here, and that was for testing purposes, but this gun is more than capable. I fight medium to close range. You're going to see me here make a quick little snapshot on this T-71. At that distance, that is nothing. That was, I think, less than 100 meters. This gun, I feel, is more than accurate at 300 meters, so I wouldn't worry about the accuracy too much. But if you do want to run the D10 top gun, definitely put more than 4 heat rounds on here like I do. You may want to put 5 and just use them when you run into tier 10 tanks or heavy tanks that are giving you trouble. You'll see here I run down to the town, and this is where you'll see this tank actually shine. It's a quick responding medium tank. Because of its quick horsepower to ton ratio, you can scoot around the battlefield. You may not have the blazing top speed that some of the German tanks have, but you have rapid acceleration, and your top speed is more than adequate. It's actually higher than, I believe, the American mediums. Take a quick cheeky shot here at this tortoise. I believe I get the kill on him, and that would be my second kill of the game. Pop him right in the rear. You'll see the rate of fire is more than desirable at this tier, at tier 9, I believe it's 7.2 rounds a minute, or maybe it's 7.3 with this gun. And here I go ahead and I see that my team is pushing up, so I'm going to go ahead and show you knife fighting distances. And this is typical with Russian mediums. I think this is where they're at their most dangerous, especially when they face hug other tanks. Now you have to be careful when you do go in for a face hug. You'll see the IS-8 here gets a little antsy, and he just rushes his shot and misses me completely. I do take a shot from the enemy IS-8 that was on the other side of that building. I didn't even see him. There you go, right in the side of the turret. I run around here to the E75. I was going to run around to his back. I quickly fake him out, go to the right, because I seen he was going to try and block me. He says, fuck that. I'm not going to sit there and let that dude shoot me in the back and I don't get the kill on him. So I go ahead and turn around. I was going to shoot the other IS-8, but our team dealt with him rather quickly. Thing to note, if you go in for a face hug with this tank, please remember that this is a light medium tank, so don't just run right on up on people. Maybe kind of pull back on your left thumbstick when you go in for that face hug, because you don't want to severely damage yourself when you go in for that hug. Once you kind of bump into them, that's when you can sort of kind of go back and forth, rock around, shake your turret. Most tanks in this game are going to have trouble trying to hit your hull at that distance, at face-hugging distance, because of your turret. This tank can be absolutely annoying at knife-fighting kind of combat ranges. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I show off here running up to their cap, to the Op Force cap, the low silhouette of this tank. It is low enough that I can use the crests of some hills, whereas tanks like the M46, the E50, and the 7-1, you use it to cover the most vulnerable parts of your tank. In this particular case, because of how low the tank is to the ground, its small size, I can hide the entire tank behind it, and that's where hull down becomes a factor for this tank. The T-71 puts a shot here into the arty. He puts one in him from the looks of it, and then he runs around and puts his remaining 3 in him. I go ahead and decide to help him out, and I knew right there his magazine was empty, so I was like, I gotta kill this guy, get it out of the way. We do know there's a tank destroyer to our left. T-71 gets slapped. Felt kind of bad for him. I decide to stop, take a shot here. Not sure what tier that tank destroyer is, that German TD, but he bounces a shot right off of my turret. I rush around to the side, put one more in him. I do goof it here. I think I got a little lazy with my shot and missed him completely. Things to note here. You are going to notice more people will aim right for your hull. You'll see this E75. He will aim directly down, and he'll shoot the shot just in front of me. He misjudged his aim. And most people are going to realize this turret is very good. Experienced players are not even going to try for it. You see there, he makes a shot, misses, misjudged his shot. I have bounced shots from E100s. I have bounced shots from T-95s shooting at this turret. It is amazing, so go hull down if you have an option, if you have to fight people. Obviously, use your speed to get around. You are a quick tank. You can usually outrun the turret traverse of most heavy tanks. You can harass tanks a lot in this tank. This is probably my favorite medium tank, right alongside the M46 Patton. It's just well balanced, well behaved, guys. Don't sleep on the D-54 100mm gun. It's more than adequate. Alright guys, this gameplay is coming to an end. Hopefully by next week I will have the T-62A review up and ready, and I'll have it researched. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.